about a plant parent who maybe has all the plants in the world, but kind of keeps gravitating towards their tried and true favorite plants. And if it's not the Sansevieria for you, I wanted to highlight the reasons it should be. All right, ladies and maybe some gentlemen, we ready to show off ourselves? Hi, welcome. I'm Andrea. Thanks so much for stopping by and chatting with me about plants. So I was really inspired by my idea for easy care plant collection. So there's so many easy care plants out there, but really the one that comes to mind more often is the Sansevieria genus. So I wanted to share all my favorite Sansevierias with you, starting with, of course, the ones on the table, the prettiest, I think, and really the reasons why and just ways to take care of them and possibly how rare they might be. So I'll start with the Sansevieria Gold Flame is what I think this one is called. I'll get the name listed as well. What I love about the Sansevieria is it just demands your attention. It looks like a flame kind of coming out here, and it has given me so much new growth. I don't know about you, but I feel like such a great parent when my babies are growing and when my plant babies are growing. So I feel so good about this plant. I actually neglected it for quite some time. I bought it and really thought after I brought it home, like, I don't really know if I like this plant that much. So I kind of tossed it downstairs in our basement and took it kind of further from the window, and it's thriving. So I think it was maybe an IKEA buy, but if you see here, it has given me quite a bit of new growth. And there's actually a new baby coming in right there. That is awesome to see. So really easy care, really beautiful. And what's the best about Sansevierias is they are just propagation angels. You can propagate these Sansevierias however and how often you want. The downfall, of course, propagating them is a new leaf is not going to grow off of the cut part from the original parent plant, but oh, the babies that are born of it are just awesome. So actually with this one, I'm pretty sure I'm going to cut these side leaves and dip them in water and propagate them in water and let them do their thing. See if some roots come out. I love watching roots grow at this point, and I love making new plants from my parent plants. So that's a really nice place to start because it is kind of a classic plant that you can find, but just to rethink about it and know that you can propagate it is, I think, really encouraging. If you have limited places that you can shop at, I'm sure you can find this one at your local department store or big box store. So next is the Sansevieria Fernwood. Hello, hello. Look at this baby. So I did buy this quite a long time ago, 2019, and I have not even had to repot it. It's given me so much new growth in the pot itself. If you can see, this was the original that it was in, and it's also kind of crooked, drives me a little wild, but I'd love to maybe kind of get it back up. But with all the new growth, it's starting to cover that crookedness and show me its real self, its true self. Be your true self. And you will flourish. So I love that I just actually put it in this cover pot. It used to be for my orchid that I don't have anymore. I gave it to a friend, but anyways, this is just a stunning example of a very easy care plant. It could do great in bright indirect light or in low light. I do keep it, I think, most of the time, it's in my bedroom. I know where I keep it now, I think. I love looking at it every day. And I love just seeing the new growth. I'd say it's a medium grower. It doesn't grow too quickly, but it's worth the wait on this one. Next is my Sansevieria Cylindrica. I am looking for those big fingers right now. That's kind of on my plant wish list. This one was on my plant wish list before then. I bought this as a fan, the fan form. So it actually was in a 2-inch pot, I want to say. And I bought it with a little mini cover pot, and really it outgrew it. I saw the roots coming out, and I wasn't sure about repotting it because I love the pot it was in, but I realized this needs to flourish. These roots need to expand and feel the dirt and feel like we like to feel sand under our toes. These roots want to get a little bit extra dirt under their toes. So I repotted it, and it just shot out with growth. This is all new growth. And it's also, I'd say, a medium grower, but the root system on this baby, I mean, I was impressed to see how quickly it outgrew its previous pot. And who knows, maybe the greenhouse or nursery I bought it from, maybe they had it in there for quite some time before, or it should have been in a bigger pot maybe. But I love it. It's called the Sansevieria Cylindrica. And of course, the mother of all Sansevierias. This is currently my fan favorite. It's totally my favorite and my husband's favorite. It is called the Sansevieria Whale Fin. As you see, there's nothing else to it, just the fin itself. So as you see, it really doesn't take up much room in its pot. So you can expect baby pups to grow out of there. This was just on my wish list for way too long. The moment it came to my greenhouse, the first time I was going to buy it, the price, I was a little price shocked by it, and they weren't that big. They felt a little sick. So I refrained, but when they came back with them, oh, the last 6 months, I was just waiting. So the second they came back with them, I ran over there, purchased one. And what's fun about these is that there is a group that you can pick from. Really think about what one you want. So they all have a little bit of a different shape. This one has like a nice little like curve to it. Looks like it's kind of, yeah, just like a little fan. And I'm excited for pups to grow. And I'll be able to, and I'll be able to take out those pups, and I'm going to repot them because I love how it looks today. You could of course pinch it back, but when they give you new growth, you should do something with it. I just put some peperomias out here just for prettiness, since they are very, very beautiful plants too. Very easy care, but we can even go over to my Sansevieria Cylindrica. This is a tried and true plant. If you have not seen this in store, you're not looking. It is everywhere. And what's really cool about this one in particular, mine, is it actually started as a propagation. So this is actually the two mother leaves that I propagated in water, and this is all of the new growth. Unbelievable. I mean, I am so proud of this because when I plopped them in there, I wasn't even sure how it would propagate or what would happen. And wow, I mean, this is from the root system, right? It doesn't come from their leaves. They push out brand new growth, which I think is just so unique to Sansevieria and so beautiful. It's such an easy care plant, so pretty. It demands your attention when you walk in the room, but it doesn't ask for much. It's not a loud plant, but it's beautiful just the way it was created, and I love it. Love this one. Super easy to care for and easy to find. And then I do have something called the Sansevieria Yellowstone. As you see, it's currently in water. It wasn't always in water. I actually had to pull it out of its pot because I had dropped it and broken quite a few of the leaves, and it wasn't doing that well. So I'm like, you know what, let's start over. Let's get a better root system, because the root system on this thing is just, I mean, it's pathetic at this point. So I'm just trying. We'll see if it works. I'll report back to you. But this is called the Sansevieria Yellowstone. And what I love about it is it's bright. I mean, it's bright. I don't know if you have a lot of bright color in your home, but you don't need it. Honestly, get some white pots and buy some yellow plants. I think it's a little bit more rare, a little harder to find, but I saw it in my greenhouse and I knew it was meant for me, and they're back at my greenhouse, and hey, why buy one if I can just make sure I can see if this one's worthy of keeping. I do love it though. I actually debated buying more. Just want to give this one a try and fix it before giving up on it. And listen, not all easy care plants are perfect by any means. This one did come to me a little sick, so definitely check your plants before you purchase them. Just take an extra moment and just look at them individually. So when they're in such a big group, they kind of all start looking similar, other than whale fins, but just look and see, do you see any mildew? Do you see, and can you take it out of its pot and see its root system? Does it look like it's been overwatered? So a lot of times plant care can really come to an end when you are over caring for your plant. So overwatering is a big deal. That's probably the number one reason people kill their plants, is overwatering. Sansevierias can take some neglect. You don't need to really kind of hover over them. They're not finicky. They're not hard to care for. They can do low light, bright light. They can be outside in your garden if you maybe live out in Florida, or they can go outside in the summer. They are just really tolerant and resilient and just so beautiful. I mean, they can live forever. I mean, I heard about, maybe you know, you might have people in your family that have plants for like 30 years. I'm kind of at the 5-year mark for some of my plants, and they're looking young as ever. So the next one that I really love is my Sansevieria Sayuri, something along those lines. This is also propagation. The mother is up in my daughter's room. She was way too big to bring down here. So just showing you a glimpse of her beauty. So what's super cool about this Sansevieria is that it's silver and blue. So it's got silver, white, blue hues that really stand out and make it a unique type of basic plant, or a spin on your basic plant. What I love about it too, oh man, I need coffee. It's about that time. But this plant itself can grow me pups, hopefully. I'm waiting for those pups just like this one did for me. But I wanted to propagate it. I cut from the mother plant, like cuttings that I thought didn't look good on the plant. They were obviously propping over a little bit. Maybe they're in the way of the door that I'm always opening that it's by. And I thought, let's start over. Let's get you a whole new family. So this one's doing really well. I did put it in a big pot up front on purpose because I know that now that I know how the pups grow up, that it's going to need that room. It's going to push out that new growth and reward you for all your hard work. But yeah, propagate these in water. They're just, and now you got yourself a free plant that you can share, especially if you have a spouse that's not that interested in plants anymore. After your 30th plant you bring home, you can start propagating and giving them away as gifts, and show your friends and family that you love them, because it's just so much love and care that we put into our plants that it's fun to spread that joy. It's just joyous. I love it, love it. And then my last one for us is actually the same as one of the plants I showed you already, but I'm showing it to you because it's a champion. It's the same thing. It's the Zeylanica, Sansevieria, but it has so much new growth. So as you see, they come out a little bit brighter green when they start popping out, and as they mature, they get darker. This one I did put into a why am I forgetting the word? Not a cement pot, but I can't remember. Whatever. So I don't remember anything anymore. But the type of pot I put it into, it didn't really need to get taken out of its nursery pot. I did learn my lesson. You guys keep them in the nursery pots. It's not, they grew in there, they grew up in there, they'll be okay. But this one, it didn't really reward me after I changed its pot, but finally it's coming around and giving me a little new growth. And I can't lie, I neglect this one probably more than I neglect any Sansevieria. Like, look at this. I don't know what's going on there. But it looks a little deformed. It almost looks like it got bit, but it's actually a formation I can see. But it's beautiful on its own. Even with all this neglect, it is just thriving. It has not given up on me. I've almost given up on it based on where I keep it. That I don't notice it as often, but it is beautiful. It really demands your attention, but it's not loud. Really consider Sansevierias in your plant collection, or consider some exotic Sansevierias. So I think that's all I got. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope we talk again. Bye.